Hey y'all, welcome back to Separate the Family Table. Come along with me today as I cook an easy and delicious supper. So today I'm making sloppy joes and I'm trying out a new recipe for cheesy biscuits in the Instant Pot egg bite mold. So we're going to start with the biscuits and you're going to add flour and butter to a bowl, and I'm using a pastry cutter to cut that in, to cut the cold butter into the flour. You do want to make sure that your butter is cold for this, and just keep cutting it until your butter is in small pea-sized bits. And you could also use 2 forks for this if you don't have a pastry cutter. Now, these are cheesy biscuits, so we need to shred up our cheese, and I'm just using some shredded sharp cheddar cheese. We'll need about a cup of that. Now I'm going to add in my cheese, and then I'm going to add in 1 cup of milk. You can use whatever milk you choose. I used almond milk here. And then you're also going to add in a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then you're going to mix that all together until it starts to form a nice dough. Now I'm just going to grease my mold, so this is just a silicone egg bite mold for the Instant Pot, and I'm just going to grease it really well. Now just scoop your biscuit dough into each of the molds, and then just flatten out the top, and you will be ready to cook them. This recipe did make about 9 of the little biscuits, so I did have to end up doing them in 2 batches. Now it's time to cook, so you're going to add some water to the bottom of your pot, and you're going to add your trivet and your silicone mold on high pressure for 12 minutes, and then you'll naturally release it for 5 minutes. Next, I'm starting my sloppy joes, so I'm going to use 1 pound of ground meat. I usually use a ground turkey or ground beef, most commonly use ground turkey, but this year we have a deer, so we have deer meat in our freezer, so I'm using 1 pound of ground deer meat. And then I'm just going to fry that up. So if you're using ground deer or ground turkey, like a very lean meat, you want to add a little bit of water during the cooking process. If you're using ground beef, you'll just leave this as is. So we're just going to cook this until the meat is done. We're going to add 4 cloves of garlic, so I'm just smashing them with the back of my knife and then peeling them. That makes it super easy, and then I'll just mince it up and add it into our meat. After your biscuits have naturally released their pressure for about 5 minutes, you're going to want to manually release the rest of the pressure, and then you'll open it up, remove the mold from the Instant Pot. If you can, just grab the trivet and pull it out, and then you will remove them from the mold, and it's really easy. They don't stick. Just flip them onto a plate. These are so yummy. They were really good hot. They were still good cold as well. So these are such a yummy little side if you're looking for a good cheesy bread. Now back to our sloppy joes. You're going to add a half a cup of ketchup. I like to use an organic one with low sugar and no high fructose corn syrup, but it's totally up to you. And then you're going to add some Worcestershire sauce. You're going to need about 2 teaspoons. As you can see, I totally overfilled the first one, so I just went with that was enough. And then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of chili powder. You're going to mix all that in, and you're also going to add 2 tablespoons of mustard and 2 teaspoons of paprika. Season good with salt and pepper, and then just mix it in and cook for a few more minutes. And you can get the full written recipe with all the measurements and instructions on my blog, separathefamilytable.com, and I'll link the recipe below. We always try to have a veggie with every meal, so for tonight, for a super quick veggie, I did Brussels sprouts seasoned with salt and pepper, tossed in a little bit of avocado oil, and roasted in the oven. So for the sloppy joes, some of us ate them as regular sloppy joes, some of us ate them over top of the biscuits. We broke a couple of biscuits in half and ate it over top of that. That was really yummy, so that's a great idea if you want to try it. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a blessed night.